Does your spouse have ADHD, bipolar, or undiagnosed autism? We're going to look at the overlap that quietly wrecks neurodiverse communication. Now, if you've ever found yourself thinking, was this ADHD, bipolar, or is this actually autism that nobody caught? You're not alone. Many neurodiverse couples aren't struggling because of the lack of love or the lack of effort. They're struggling because the behaviors make sense to different people in different ways, and the wrong explanation quietly drives the wrong response. And over time, that misunderstanding can erode trust, safety, and connection. So today, we're going to be talking about overlapping diagnoses, why they confuse relationships, and most importantly, how to communicate relationally when the clinical picture is messy. Now, why is this so common? Okay, here's the reality. Autism, ADHD, bipolar, and schizoaffective patterns can coexist. They can also mask each other, and sometimes one gets diagnosed while others never get explored. What the neurotypical partner often experiences is emotional unpredictability, shutdowns that feel like rejection, explosive moments that seem intentional, or flatness that feels uncaring. But the why underneath those behaviors can be very different. And when the why is misunderstood, couples end up fighting symptoms instead of solving problems. Now let's talk about the overlaps that create marital chaos. We're going to slow this down and look at a few common overlaps, not clinically, but relationally. Let's first look at impulsivity. In ADHD, impulsivity often looks like blurting, interrupting, acting before thinking. In autism, what looks like impulsivity may actually be sensory overwhelm, the nervous system hitting its limits and needing immediate escape. In bipolar patterns, impulsivity may cluster during elevated or dysregulated states. Now, here's the relational problem. The NT spouse hears recklessness or disregard. The neurodiverse partner is often experiencing loss of internal regulation. Okay, that was about impulsivity. Now let's look at emotional intensity or withdrawal. Bipolar patterns can involve mood shifts that feel sudden or extreme. Autism often involves emotional processing delays, feelings come later or not in real time, and ADHD can involve emotional flooding and quick escalation. Now, what's the relational problem associated with that? One partner is asking for emotional engagement, that would be the NT. The other partner's nervous system is already overloaded. Both feel unheard, neither feels safe. Next, let's look at flat affect versus emotional dysregulation. Autism can present with limited facial or vocal expression. ADHD and bipolar presentations may swing toward emotional excess. Now, what's the relational problem associated with that? The neurotypical partner feels abandoned, and the other partner feels attacked for something they can't consciously control. This is where resentment quietly sets in. Now, let's talk about why the real issue isn't the diagnosis. Here's the part most couples miss. The relationship doesn't need diagnostic certainty to heal. It needs nervous system clarity. When couples argue about what's wrong, they miss the more useful question, which is, what is happening in your system right now, and what do you need from me in this moment? Whether the behavior is ADHD, bipolar, autism, or all three, the relational task is the same. Create safety before meaning. Now let's talk about communication strategies that actually help. We're going to shift from labels to actionable strategies that work regardless of the diagnosis. Point number 1, stop interpreting before regulating. When something intense happens, don't ask, why are you like this? Or why do you always do this? Instead, try, something just overwhelmed your system. Let's slow this down. Okay? Regulation first, meaning later. Point number 2, separate impact from intent. You can hold both truths at once. That hurts me, and I don't believe you meant to hurt me. This single shift reduces defensiveness dramatically. Third point, externalize the nervous system. Talk about dysregulation as a shared problem, not a character flaw. For example, it looks like your system is overloaded right now. Do you need space or structure? This reframes the moment from conflict to collaboration. Point 4, build scripts for high-risk moments. Don't improvise during emotional spikes. You're going to create agreed upon phrases like, I'm shutting down, not leaving. I need 20 minutes to reset. Please ask me one question at a time. Scripts protect the relationship when cognition drops. Point 5, anchor the relationship outside the crisis. Couples who survive layered diagnoses do one thing consistently. They build safety when things are calm, not during meltdowns. That means predictable check-ins, clear boundaries, lower emotional demand during dysregulation. Stability isn't cold. It's very kind. Now, for the neurotypical spouses watching this, here's something you may need to hear. You are not wrong for wanting connection. You are not selfish for wanting clarity. And you are not failing because love hasn't fixed this. But understanding the nervous system will help more than understanding the diagnosis. So whether it's ADHD, bipolar, autism, or some layered mix still being figured out, the goal is not perfection. The goal is, and it's always going to be the same goal throughout, safety, predictability, and shared language. Because communication doesn't break down from a lack of care. It breaks down when two nervous systems keep missing each other. Now, if this resonated, you're not alone, and you're not imagining the complexity. And if you want more content on neurodiverse relationship, layered diagnoses, and communication strategies that actually work, subscribe and share this with someone who's trying to make sense of their marriage right now. Thanks. See you in the next video. Would you like to schedule a paid private coaching session? This will be in the form of a face-to-face Zoom call. Underneath any of my videos, you'll see this Calendly link. If you click on that link, it'll open up my calendar. You can pick the available days and times that works for your schedule. You'll get a follow-up email immediately after purchasing a session that will have the Zoom link that coincides with the day and time that you picked. I will get an email too that you scheduled a session, and I will be available on that exact day and time, and we will talk. I look forward to working with you.